Many know Jollibee as the pride and joy of the Filipino people. However, not a lot know that it started off as an ice cream parlor, or that it was founded by a man of Chinese descent, or that it has evolved into a giant corporate conglomerate controlling a sizable chunk of the Filipino restaurant industry, essentially turning into a monopoly. Hi, I'm Huxley Hanover, technically an expert on Jollibee since I live 600 meters away from one. And today, I'll be going into the history of the largest Filipino restaurant chain in the world. Only in today's episode of It all started on January 5, 1953 in what is now known as Davao, in the southern Philippine island of Mindanao. Two immigrants from Fujian, China celebrate the birth of their child. They named him Tony Tan Caktiong. Nobody knew it yet, but this baby will soon rule the premier restaurant empire of the Philippines. This silly baby isn't without any pedigree. His father worked as a cook in a Buddhist monastery in the Philippine capital of Manila. Baby Tony would later grow to Teen Tony and attend high school at Chiang Kai-shek College, which is a school funded by Chinese Filipinos in the National Capital Region. Alumni of this academy include Henry Sai Sr., founder of SM Investment Corporation, as well as Lucio Tan, who founded Philippine Airlines and about 1 million more companies. Needless to say, Chiang Kai-shek College produces business powerhouses, and Teen Tony would become one of them. The young adult Tony graduates from the University of Santo Tomas in 1975 with a degree in chemical engineering. In the same year, he used his newfound mystical, magical, chemical engineering powers to erect an ice cream parlor in Cubao, Quezon City. Or in Quiapo, Manila. Sources don't really know, so for the sake of our story, let's just say Tony is so powerful he created two parlors at once. The parlor, or should I say parlors, soon diversified into serving sandwiches and hot meals, which is quite vexing seeing as it is an ice cream parlor, but I digress. These food items would later surpass the ice cream in popularity, which turned the ice cream parlor into a whatever the feck goes parlor, also known as a fast food restaurant. This restaurant would later be called Jollibee, a portmanteau or combination of two words, jolly and beef. It was originally called Jollibee before Big Brain Tony briefly invested in an extra L and another E. Jollibee would sprout into a massive corporation from 7 branches in 1978 to withstanding McDonald's colonization of the Philippine Islands in 1981. They managed to do this by simply having a wider domestic appeal, thanks to their sweet menu items. This topic is so interesting I might just save it for another video in the future. Jollibee would have its first branch outside of urban cities and Mabalacat, Pampanga, before hopping across the water to plant its grubby little bee legs in Singapore in 1985, before closing down just a year later. But it was obvious that Jollibee was expanding, and quite rapidly too. In 1998, Jollibee would avenge the Philippine-American War by conquering Dalai City, California, the first in North America. In 2018, Jollibee would get a taste of Ferrari depression by opening a branch in Milan, Italy, its first branch ever in Europe. Nowadays, Jollibee not only just refers to the restaurant, but also to an entire multinational public company with 9,700 restaurants spanning across 17 brands like Greenwich, Manginas Sal, Burger King Philippines, and who could forget about the classics Hongzhong Yuan and Smash Burger? Smash Burger? Whoa, you may shout at your screen. You're going too fast, you continue whilst your drool pulls around your legs. I may have just sped run through 40 years, but in business terms, that's basically only 4 months. Businesses take time to grow, like babies, plants, or toenails. And the fact that Jollibee became such an iconic piece of Filipino culture and the cornerstone of the Philippine economy, all within the time it takes for the average Redditor to clean their bedsheets, is simply outstanding. Suffice to say, the now elderly Tony is quite proud of his work. From being a whiny baby in Davao to ruling an empire from a headquarters in Pasig, he has built an empire of not only chicken, but also pizza, noodles, cafes, and smash burgers. It's not only Tony who should be proud. Filipinos should celebrate how Jollibee became a global icon for our entire people, employing so many workers in and out of the country, feeding so many greasy, yucky mouths, and making my first video topic super easy. Jollibee means a lot to a lot of people. For Filipinos overseas, it's a piece of home they can cherish. For struggling Filipinos, it's a special day out made specialer by the cheap yet lovely food. For the elite, Jollibee is simply another mascot to gawk and laugh at, a symbol of the nation they so proudly inhabit. No matter how you feel about Jollibee, one thing is for certain. Together, we are Jollibee. That's such a bad ending. Why did I write that?
Yatta!